What if I told you the plane didn't crash where they searched for years? What if, just maybe, it was never supposed to be found? That's the chilling theory surrounding Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, a flight that should have landed safely in Beijing but instead vanished without a trace on March 8, 2014. The disappearance stunned the world. A massive Boeing 777 carrying 239 people, passengers, crew, children, simply disappeared into the night sky. And despite years of search efforts, satellite tracking, and international cooperation, the main wreckage has still never been found. But new clues, recovered debris, and shocking theories have reopened the case, and they're turning everything we thought we knew upside down. Like, subscribe and stay locked in. This gets deep. MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 12:41 a.m., heading toward Beijing. The weather was calm. The aircraft was in good condition. Everything seemed routine. But just 40 minutes into the flight, as the plane passed over the South China Sea, air traffic control lost contact. The plane never checked in with Vietnamese controllers as scheduled. At first, no one panicked. Glitches happen. But then, military radar showed something strange. The plane had turned sharply west, heading back across the Malaysian peninsula. This wasn't a small navigation error. MH370 had made a massive U-turn without informing anyone. Its transponder, used to identify aircraft to radar, was turned off. For the next several hours, the aircraft flew silently. It was tracked by military radar and, later, by satellite handshakes that suggested it flew south into the vast Indian Ocean. And then, nothing. No distress call. No wreckage sighted. No signal. It had simply vanished. The disappearance triggered one of the largest and most expensive search operations in aviation history. Over 26 countries joined in the effort. Ships, planes, submarines, and satellite imaging were used. The search focused on a large area of the southern Indian Ocean, based on calculations from Inmarsat satellite data. But after years of scanning the sea floor, only a few pieces of confirmed wreckage, like a flaperon found on Reunion Island, were ever recovered. And these small fragments only raised more questions. That's when new theories began to emerge. One of the most widely discussed ideas is that the aircraft was under manual control for much of its final flight. Satellite data showed the plane made controlled turns and altitude changes, movements not typical of a plane running on autopilot. Some experts suggest the pilot, Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, may have deliberately flown the plane off course. Evidence surfaced that Zahari had practiced a similar flight path on his home flight simulator. However, no motive was ever confirmed, and those close to him strongly defended his character, calling him a professional and dedicated pilot. But if it wasn't pilot suicide, what else could explain it? Another theory is that MH370 was hijacked. Some believe a group may have taken control of the aircraft and flown it toward an unknown destination. The sudden loss of transponder signals and the deliberate course changes support this idea. Yet, no organization ever claimed responsibility and no credible demands were made. There are also suspicions about a fire or mechanical failure. Some investigators believe a fire in the cockpit or cargo hold could have disabled communication systems. But this theory struggles to explain how the plane continued to fly for over 6 hours after contact was lost, and why it made such deliberate changes in direction. Then, there's the most haunting possibility that the plane was intentionally made to disappear. Several aviation experts have pointed out that if someone wanted to make MH370 vanish, they couldn't have picked a better route. The flight path went over remote areas, away from radar coverage. The Indian Ocean is one of the most isolated bodies of water on the planet. Add to that the disabling of the transponder and radio communications, it's as if someone knew exactly how to hide a plane. In 2016, pieces of debris believed to be from MH370 began washing up on islands along the Indian Ocean, Madagascar, Réunion, and Mozambique. These finds confirmed the plane had likely gone down somewhere in the Southern Ocean, but the location of the main wreckage and the black box remained elusive. In recent years, new voices have entered the conversation. Former airline executives, independent researchers, And even satellite experts have suggested that the original search area might have been based on flawed assumptions. In 2021, aerospace engineer Richard Godfrey proposed a new possible crash site using a system called weak signal propagation from radio waves bouncing off the aircraft. His theory narrowed the crash location to an area farther north than the original search zone. But without more physical evidence, it remains just that, a theory. Even more disturbing are the claims that some governments may know more than they're saying. In 2018, a leaked Malaysian police report revealed that the captain's flight simulator had files deleted shortly before the crash. While the official investigation concluded that nothing suspicious was found, critics argue that key details were either ignored or hidden. Some believe sensitive cargo on board the plane may have played a role, possibly leading to a covert operation to cover up the true cause. 10 years later, the mystery still hurts. For the families of the passengers, time has not healed the wounds. Many still attend vigils and push for renewed searches. They want answers. They want truth. And above all, they want justice. Imagine losing a loved one and being told, "We simply don't know what happened." The case of MH370 changed aviation forever. Flight tracking became more advanced. Pilots now follow stricter communication protocols. Airlines have been pushed to share more data in real time. But still, the question lingers, can this happen again? And the truth is, yes it can. As long as aircraft can fly beyond radar, as long as cockpit systems can be shut off manually, and as long as governments can control the release of information, the possibility remains. MH370 didn't just vanish, it exposed the cracks in global aviation oversight. So what were the final moments of MH370 really like? Were they peaceful? Was there panic? Did the passengers even know they were off course? We may never know. But as long as this mystery remains, the world will keep searching, not just for a plane, but for the truth. If this story moved you, don't scroll away. Like the video, share it with someone who still wonders what really happened, and subscribe to Nadir X Aviation for more real crash stories and chilling mysteries from the skies.